All right, what is happening? How's everyone doing today? My name is Chuck and welcome back to a brand new video. Today, fellas, we're jumping into my top 5 OP guns for you guys to use here in Season 2. In Season 2, there is a plethora of patch notes, different bugs and fixes, and of course, buffs and nerfs that went out. So today, we got some updated setups for you guys to use on some top tier weapons that I think y'all are really gonna love. Overall, I'm really happy with how they've updated Warzone here for Season 2. I think we're going in a step in the right direction. So that being said, let's actually hop into this. Also, but if y'all could do me a favor here real quick and break 500 likes in 24 hours, that'd be incredible. Also, subscribe, little notifications turned on. We're on the road to 800k subscribers, and I really appreciate it if you join the squad. First one we're taking a look at here today is going to be the Cold War MP5. As I've been using this here quite a bit after the update, and I really enjoyed it. I think it's unbelievably solid, and y'all really gonna like this one. It did get a buff and nerf here a little bit a while ago. I really tried to nerf a lot of the Cold War weapons to kind of make stuff kind of fall a little bit more in line because they're really just a little bit too good in comparison to Modern Warfare and Vanguard weapons, of course. The Vanguard weapons indeed falling down to the very last. With that being said, this is in a top tier SMG right now in Season 2, so let's hop into a build for it. Okay, so I go for a bit of a mobility build here on this weapon. The first thing I've been running this is the Agency Suppressor. I love the Agency. This gives me like all this sort of, sound suppression, vertical recoil control that we definitely need, and bullet velocity and all that stuff, which is really solid. No barrel in this thing. We go into the inner barrel section. We have the Bruiser grip on here for movement speed and hipfire accuracy. Absolutely love that. This is a great attachment for this gun. Also, when you pair that here with the Tiger Team Spotlight, which also gives me more movement speed and aim walking movement speed, this is going to make me super agile, super mobile, and that's what you need in those close quarter situations. After that, we have the Snag 50 round drum, which you guys can definitely run something like maybe the Salvo 50 round fast mag, which I've done beforehand. Let's be honest with you guys, the 50 round drum works pretty nicely, and I don't have any issues with that. And for my last attachment here, we have the beautiful Raider stock, ADS fire move speed, aim walking movement speed, and sprint to fire time. This is my full build here for the Cold War MP5. I've been using this one here quite a bit. Absolutely love this gun. Super good. Highly recommend it. Okay, so hopping into our second gun here today is going to be the GRAU 5.56. I absolutely love the Modern Warfare GRAU. This thing has got such incredible iron sights, and it just functions so well as an AR here. You can use it a variety of different ways. You can put a scope on it. You don't have to put a scope on it. I absolutely love this gun, and it's got very little recoil, great bullet velocity, a solid, damage range, and of course, it's got a solid magazine size. So that being said, let's actually hop into this and give you guys a really great build that's going to utilize its strengths. Okay, so hopping this here, this could be a pretty solid build that I really like using, running around with here as aggressively as I possibly can. First thing on here, mono suppressor, sound suppression, damage range, of course, that's kind of what it is. After that, in the barrel section of the Tempest 26.4 Archangel, this gives us damage range, bullet velocity, recoil control, and it also gives us those beautiful iron sights, which are unbelievably clear, and that's why we really like running the Tempest. Apart from the fact that it's the largest barrel, and you guys kind of have to run it anyways, it also has those beautiful iron sights. After that, we have the underbarrel, the Commando foregrip. Really don't gotta go too crazy on this thing. It's not gonna have hardly any recoil, so you just kind of want to minimize it as much as possible without slowing yourself down. So the Commando is great for that. After that, in the laser section, we have the tac laser here to increase our ADS speed, aiming stability, and aim walking steadiness. Overall, gonna make this thing more of a laser beam. And last but definitely not least, we have the 60-round magazine, because I'm a 60-round magazine kind of guy. It's what I do. And this is gonna be my full GRAU build here. Absolutely love this gun. Y'all should definitely be trying this out. This is the UPGA variant, by the way. Bit of an interesting name, and it's really solid. Absolutely love this gun. Okay, so for our gun that's next up here, to be taking a look at the Vanguard OWEN gun. This is a really top tier secondary in Warzone. Absolutely love this thing. The MP40 did get quite a hefty nerf here in Warzone. I personally don't like using it as much now in Season 2. So in my opinion, the OWEN gun and the MP5 are going to be taking over here as top tier secondaries. So let's give you guys a setup for this thing, as of course, there's gonna be 10 attachments, and this is a really solid gun out there, which can have quite a large magazine, which is awesome. So let's hop into this. Okay, so hopping us here, the first thing we have on here is going to be a recoil booster in the muzzle category, of course, to increase that fire rate. After that, we have the Hawkinson 305 precision barrel. This is going to help us out here, which is making the gun a little bit more manageable, as it will have a tad bit of kick, so we want to be able to make sure we manage that as much as possible. After that, in the underbarrel section, we have the M1941 hand stop. This gives us recoil control and accuracy. You're not hip fire with this gun too much, so don't really worry too much about the negative hip fire accuracy attribute right there. After that, in the magazine section, we have the 9mm 72 round magazine. This works absolute wonders, and I'd suggest you guys to use this. After that, in the ammunition side of things, I normally speaking would recommend incendiary rounds, but they did actually get nerfed here within the update, so I've been switching over to hollow point rounds to increase that limb damage. That's kind of like my other go-to here as far as SMGs. I'm switching probably everything from incendiary over to hollow point because I don't want to lose actual damage with the incendiary. Like, you actually lose damage on your gun, which is definitely not a good thing. It's not good to have that damage later on. I'd rather win the gunfight immediately than get them when I'm already like down or something like that, or dead. Like that doesn't do me any good at all. So hollow point is the way to go. That's that. In the rear grip section, we have fabric grip here to increase our mobility ever so slightly. I actually like that. In the optics section, we have the slate reflector here to give us a little bit better magnification. Also gives us a clearer sight. You are gonna have to deal with a little bit of that magazine on the right side of the gun, which is a little bit annoying, but that's just kind of one of the drawbacks of using the OWEN gun. But it does have a massive magazine, which is really good. Now, in the stock section, we got the remove stock here, which is going to bolster our overall mobility, which is awesome. I love this thing. The remove stock is such a great attachment on this. And to finish off this whole thing, we have the perks of acrobatic for movement speed, and then also we have perk 2 for quick, which also gives us sprint speed, making us more effective here in close range. This is my full build here for this gun. Hope y'all enjoy this one. Absolutely love the OWEN gun, pre-patch, pre-update. And it's even better after the update. Okay, so for our next gun here, we're gonna be taking a look at the Well gun. This is a DLC SMG that has gone a little bit overlooked because the MP40 is so prominent, but specifically the MP40 being a little bit nerfed nowadays, the Well gun is gonna be incredible, and I absolutely love using this thing here in Warzone. I got a solid setup for it, which has like virtually no recoil. It's got a great TTK, great damage profile, and overall really solid mobility, which is definitely something we're all looking for here in our SMGs. So let's hop into a setup for it. Okay, so I'm just here now for my Well gun attachments. We have first thing is the recoil booster, increase that fire rate. We have the 320mm SA shrouded barrel, which can make this recoil a lot more controllable. Absolutely love using this thing. Then we have the M1941 hand stop for that increased recoil control. Obviously, now then we have the magazine. We have the 9mm 64 round magazine, increase our ammo capacity. I really like this one, though I have seen some other people try to use the 7.62 Gorenko, but I do prefer to use the 64 round mag. After that, we also have hollow point in here. I normally speaking would have ran incendiary, but just like I said, because incendiary got nerfed, we are no longer going to be running incendiary. We're running the hollow point here for our ammunition type. Now in our rear grip section, we have the stipple grip tape here for recoil recovery and initial firing recoil. I think this actually works out pretty nicely. And then we also have in the optics section, we have the slate reflector here to increase our overall ability to be able to see clearly, which I like. And then we also have the SA43 folding stock here, which is going to increase overall mobility. And we definitely like that for accuracy, aim lock, movement speed. I mean, we got the whole shebang right here, which is good. And then for our last thing here, we do have the perks, which is the acrobatic here. As you guys know what acrobatic does, and then we have the perk 2 of quick here for overall sprint speed. This is my full build here for the Well gun. You really can't, I don't think, equip camos on this thing yet, which is kind of crazy, but this is a pretty good build for it here, and definitely recommend using it. Now for my final gun in the top 5, we're gonna be taking a look at the EM2 assault rifle. This thing is really good. It's got a bit more recoil than the average assault rifle in Warzone, but it hits unbelievably hard, and specifically with the C58 getting its nerf, which was pretty much ideally the better version of the EM2. They both had a slower fire rate, but relatively similar recoil, but the C58 had less. Now it's got a significant amount more in comparison to the EM2, so we are switching over to using the EM2 as that didn't get touched within the update, as people really aren't abusing it, not yet. So let's actually hop into a pretty good build here for this thing that you guys are gonna be able to dominate Warzone with. We're gonna keep this here very simple. This is gonna be a pretty awesome build. Now we have first thing, agency suppressor. You guys know this is the assault rifle suppressor, that's why we got that. After that, in the barrel section, we have the task force barrel. This is going to overall help our bullet velocity and recoil control, and that's a huge thing because you definitely need that on this gun. After that, in our barrel section, we got the field engine grip, which is the best grip out here for recoil control on this gun. And then in the magazine section, we got the 40 round magazine, just because the 50 makes me feel a little bit too slow. But you guys can definitely run that. It's not going to be like, make or break for me personally. I just like having a bit more mobility. So 40 rounds is going to be the way to go. And then obviously to finish this off, the axe arms 3 times, as this is going to be the best sight on this gun. This is my full build here for the EM2. This has been my top 5 guns here to use in season 2. If y'all enjoyed this one, give it a like, subscribe if you're brand new, and just run to Don't be Randy, and I'm out. Peace.